Alright, so let's go in a battle. We're going for game number 3 of GRA versus TM. Boom! Same lineup, same tanks, nothing has changed. So, are we going to see a difference in tactics though? Are they going to go into town, push heavily, or are they going to do what they did in the south and push so far forward that the enemy didn't know what to do, surrounded them, and as soon as they surrounded them, they pushed out and managed to divide and conquer?
I would say for TM, it's very important that they basically grab eyes as quickly as possible, move those T1s up, and then basically get in there with all 5. GRA has been very spread, both of them have been very spread, so you know if you can get all 5 tanks into a conflict very early, you're going to get a tank mismatch and come out ahead. I'm very surprised that we haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, actually, I wouldn't be surprised if TM decides to do that. Monastery's always been in the middle. They know this. They know that the T1s are never with them. So just push the entire forces right through and single them out before they can come back and back each other up. That would be totally valid.
GRA's spreading out a little bit. Monastery still in the 5-6 line. His vision's actually going to let him see all the way down to the J line. So you know there's absolutely nothing in the 5-6, provided he's actually poking it side to side. And he is.
Yeah, that's what we're seeing. That's exactly what we expect to see from T69s here. They've done it every single game, but because they've done it every single game, you would think that TM will know instantly that he's there. A, avoid him, and B, work around the fact that he is there. Do you think that either team would ever take the east? So far, we've not seen anyone go out there. Would they push there and just push in their base and take out Narigri plus Monastery before the rest of the team could get back with a heavy push down there?
There are very good odds that TM is doing that right now. You can see Nuclear up here at F3. He's proxying the whole F road, so we know they're not there. They're below the F road if they're in the west. But considering we've seen the same battle go back and forth, I would not be surprised at all if they're streaking up the 7-8 right now, getting ready to do what we in North America call a cab fast, which, depending on GRA's response, could be a good idea.
I actually have a debate in the chat. It's quite amusing. People are saying, is it a tank or is it a mode that allows us to view in spectator mode? And I'm like, both. It's a tank as well as a mode. There's an argument there going, it's both, it's one, it's the other, and it's quite amusing.
There are a lot of different terms for throwing something together to make it work. I don't think we can say any of them on the stream, but that's what the spectator is.
But again, we've seen the same thing happen again. Kalento's forward, Nagrigra has been there. Wait, sorry, that's different. It's not Monastery, it's Narigra forward, and they do take out the T69. This time we're seeing GRA be aggressive and take out the T69, knowing exactly where he'll be. But TM obviously understand that they must be separated with that push, and have pushed into the area they thought they were, but this is actually going to cause Dynamo to come around the back, completely open, is tracked in the open, takes 3 shells, 4 shells, he's tracked again, his repair kit is down, but in the meantime, the AMX-15 from Lucille goes down. I don't think he got all 6 shots off, and Minx comes around the corner and is getting his shells off with no repercussions, another one into Rhino 2, and he goes down, but no, he survives with 16 HP. How unfortunate for TM and how fortunate for GRA, but Nuclear 2 comes around the corner, needs to finish with Armor Lee, but no, he goes down, and Rhino does get the shell off, and is able to, well, not able to revenge his teammate, but not save him. Dynamo's trying to make something happen, but if he gets hit, he's dead as well. Great shot against Monastery. Monastery's trying to come in round the back of them, but I'm not sure. International knew he was coming and gets out of there. So Dynamo's within 1 shell of dying, so is International. Monastery's got HP to spare, but in the meantime, Narigra and Asunder goes into the base and is going for a cap victory. And that is going to cause TM to have to split, but they're going to try and hit Rhino. Wow, they managed to take out Armor Lee, and he goes down as well. Minx comes around the back, is going to be reloaded, probably taking out Rhino, but yes, he does. I thought Rhino got round the corner, but he was taken out. International has not got the HP to be able to take up Monastery, must wait for his AMX buddy to come back, but in the meantime, the cap is going to happen with 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Green team is captured. That means GRA takes the 3rd game. It looked like they had won the battle, but that's only because 2 of the GRA guys had left the battle to go cap, and even then, TM didn't get the victory. Why is that? Can you explain it?
Well, you know, I think we probably have to look down the stats here and find out exactly what happened. But just positionally, TM was scattered all over the place. They did not have their tanks together, and even though GRA separated a good bit, they weren't able to actually bring all their tanks to bear and focus fire anything. I saw Rhino get very lucky a couple times, just full pivoting his tank, snapshot, and landing. But that's not what decides the game. So let's check out the score here. Narigri 7 for 7 with 6 pens. Luciquel only getting 3, but he was part of the cap pressure.
Yep.
Over there on TM, actually 12 shots out of International.
I know, but only 7 went through.
Which isn't that bad. It looks like Dynamo. Dynamo was really out of the fight just for too long. You saw him push in there through the city square. He got 1 shot off in that situation, I believe, maybe 2, which would have been his total. And then he got pinned out by the other 5100 for GRA, which was Narigri. He got to sit there from the 5 line and prevent him from flanking his IS-3s, Rhino and Nuclear, which is really a pretty common thing on Ensk if they get on the inside of that building and they're starting to be surrounded. The 5 line and 6 line are just way too important. If you let autoloaders sit there, they can snipe there all day and there's just nothing you can do about it.
International was really lucky but didn't really capitalize on it. We saw him sat there, no damage received, just shooting away, but just wasn't able to penetrate. Is there a weakness to the AMX-5100? Do they lose effectiveness beyond 100 meters? Do they have to get close? Because it seemed like he just wasn't penetrating.
They don't necessarily have to get close, but it takes longer to aim than it does to load your next shot. So you need to make sure that you focus all the way in and make all your shots count. That is by far the most important thing, but it's very common for people to get antsy and excited and just let it all go. And when that happens, it's a very unpredictable gun. They float up and down a little bit, catch tracks, do that kinds of things. You get a lot of penetrations for no damage, and that is a serious team killer.
And that's probably what happened against the IS-3s there, with International firing a whole clip off at long range, probably trying to get them off as quickly as possible. And with the IS-3's angled armor, if the shots aren't hitting exactly where you want them to go, there's a good chance they're going to ricochet or hit the tracks or something like that. And it's one of the advantages of the IS-3. So I think that we can explain International's lack of damage from his long-range fighting against the IS-3s, probably to panicking that his teammates were dying. He wanted to get the damage off and fired as quickly as possible. The only way to do that would be check the replay, but there's a good chance that that is what happened. I mean, firing 12 shots and only landing 8 hits, only 7 went through. Minx fired 7 for 7, and that's a big difference.
Really all around when you break down all the stats here, GRA just had more shots on target. Yeah. TM shot less overall, and in any sport, the more attempts you make at a goal, the more likely you're going to get points.
Yeah, definitely. We saw Nuclear 2 and Rhino 2 both get 1,200 damage-ish with the IS-3s, and you just didn't see that at all from TM. Their IS-3s both got less than 1,000, so that's probably where it came from. Lots, as you said, lots of little mistakes from TM that caused the overall loss there. But yeah, seriously, if we go into the schedule, we'll know that we're on the final 2 games here of TM versus GRA in this derby match. With GRA already taking the 3 points, but, well, why not lay the smackdown on your brothers by getting a 5-0 victory? After GRAtm versus GRA, we do have Synergy versus Red Rush Unity, so after these matches, be sure to stick around for that.